All right. I don't know how much record time I'm going to get. I don't know how much room's on this SD card. But I'm going to get, I have a 2005 Ford Focus 2.0 crank, but no starts. I do have a signal. Now let me go to the, try to find the crank sensor on this. Well, cam and crank signals are good. That's apparent. So let's go here. Let's zoom in here and see what we get. Okay, so this is what I have. I did find a known good. Everything, this is perfect. I have 13 lines from my sync signal to here, to the crest of my cam sensor. I have 13 pulses, which is good. The only difference I saw on the one that I pulled up, the known good, was the ramp on the sync for the cam's crank sensor. It's opposite. It ramps up instead of down. But I think what he did in his case, he hooked up to the cam or crank signal wire instead of the signal return wire. I'm hooked up to the signal return wire. That's why that's reversed. So now I'm going to hook up to the fuel injector, number one fuel injector, and number one coil on the front. So I do need to hook up an attenuator for my coil. So it's a 10-to-1 attenuator. 10-to-1? Yeah, 10-to-1. Okay. Always, whenever you're working with ignition coils, always use an attenuator. You can easily fry your scope. Let's see. We're gonna go here. We're gonna tell this we need an attenuator on one. It's a 20-to-1. Oh, it's a 10-to-1 attenuator. Sorry, 10-to-1 attenuator. And that's good where that is. This one here, we're good where we are, but we need to bump this up to 100, give or take 100 volts. Let's run it just to see where I'm at. Let's get rid of this. Okay. You know, we can check one thing. Let me turn the key on. Because you see, I have 0 volts on both of these. And see, nothing changed. C1403. C1403 is the power hold relay. That's the relay that sends power to the injectors, to the coils, and feeds power to the relay, or to the computer. So that would be this relay right here. Why, yes, I do. I'll be able to tell as soon as I turn the key on. I'm going to focus you guys. I'm going to focus you guys on here. And you'll see right now, you know, I'll put see here, you can check out the red wire. I'm at 0 volts, you know, so that should go up to 12 volts. As soon as I Okay, well, it is I found the fuse. It's a 20, it's supposed to be a 20 amp maxi fuse. Fuse number 9 in the battery junction block here under the hood, but it has a 40 amp fuse in there. 40 amp range. Which has me concerned. And this should be power at all times, so 12.7 volts and 12.7 volts. Okay, so that's good. So right now I know I'm not getting any power to any of my injectors, any of my coils, nothing. So it's a power feed problem is what I'm looking at. Here in the beginning, we have from the power relay, power feed feeds down, there's a splice here, splice 154. This splice is down near the washer pump motor. And then from there it splices off, goes to the computer, which there's 2 feeds for the power hold relay into the computer. We know this is all good. Down to this splice has to be good because the engine cranks. If I pull that relay out, the engine quits cranking. So that tells me that the computer relies on this power hold relay feed, these 2 feeds going into the computer. Secondary air injection bypass solenoid at right side of engine compartment. The right side. Yeah, I do not see it anywhere here. It has to be talking about down in that wheel well. Well, I guess we're gonna go a different route. All I really want to do, I just want to see if anything else is getting power. Injectors and the coils and stuff, and the other one comes down and feeds the intake manifold runner control solenoid on the intake manifold. And then it also splices off there and feeds the intake manifold tuning control valve, or tuning valve, which is on the intake system. So I'm going to focus on the runner control solenoid. See if I can find that. So my red trace I'm focused on here. See if I have any power. Yep. And you can see I have my 12 volts there. So see, I'll bring my cursor down here so we can actually measure it, and we're at 12.56 volts. So as you can see, I have power on those wires. My problem is somewhere from that splice. Together for you. I'll show you my splice. Here's my splice 154. From there, obviously I know I have power going back to the PCM because it does crank. And I have power from this splice to the intake runner control solenoid. But I have nothing on these other wires. It can't be a shorted wire, because if it was, it would actually short the power all the way across. So it has to be an open wire. So now, somewhere from this splice to this wire here, which feeds the injectors and the coils and all that, there's an open somewhere in that. So I know I'm not going to have it, but just want to kind of humor myself. Do one last test. I mean, it's definitely open wire. Actually, to me, this here shows. Let me go back. I'm going to show you when I first turned this thing on. What the heck? Oh, you know what? There we go. Let me take that filter off now. Okay. Here, you'll see when I first turn the wire on, see I get all this. That's telling me that there is corrosion somewhere on this wire. And then a lot of noise on that wire. That should be 12 volts there. And I am getting, I'm getting some voltage there. 1.13 volts. So that tells me that I have a corroded wire somewhere. So this is going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm going to shut the camera off. I'm going to do some searching. I'll turn it back. Well, easy enough. I found the problem. I'm actually surprised it didn't blow the fuse. If you look right in there, I'm going to try to get this light in. Then I'll see the wire. And sure enough, that is a green and light blue wire. And this is connector C1148. You can see that wire is completely broken. It is very, it might be connected by one strand. Nope, it's connected by no strand at all. There's the problem. I don't know how well the camera's, I don't know if my light might be too bright. So I can get this one over there. It's not quite as bright. But as you can see, here is the problem. I shouldn't try to pull the wire off all the way because there's nothing. Whoop. As you can see, I have power on that wire. I have power on that wire. These are the sparks. But that's where it's broken right there. So I will fix that and she will run. So here's the wire. It was broken. See, it's a green and light blue wire. Can't see the light blue though, but it's green. It's under the bottom here. And it's hard to see. But there was the fix. I'm gonna throw the battery in it. Battery. Show you this fuse. But this fuse here is supposed to be a 20 amp to 40 amp. I'm guessing what was happening, this fuse kept blowing, so they just put a bigger fuse in it. Well, she's running. She is running. No tack, no check engine lights or anything on. She's running, so we'll go ahead and shut it off. I don't know if I'm really gonna be able to. Oh yeah, I can. Barely, but I can. I'll fit this light down here. You can see the wire that I fixed, the red wire. Actually, from this angle, you can actually see how close that wire is to the battery bracket. That's actually what happened, is it rubbed on the battery bracket. Actually, now that I look at it, I think that thing clips into the battery bracket. But it is not going to reach for some reason. But yeah, I mean, that is a fix. I'll zip tie that to that other harness so it doesn't touch again.